Peace, family. I hope everybody's day is going by smooth. It is your boy Abdullah, and I'm your host at the Prolific Quality Teachings. I am your teacher. I am your host. Man, I'm just trying to teach, get some game. You know, I have a story to tell to people. I believe I received some knowledge that is universal, you dig? So I've been trying to just work on it, work on my philosophy, work on how I'm saying things. So if I'm messing up, it's okay. Just join me on my journey. As you'll see my growth, you'll see my development. And as I grow, I hope you grow as well. Because this can't just be a one time. You can't just look at me and see me grow. You're not getting the game and not inputting that into your life. So hopefully you taking notes. Hopefully you review those notes, and hopefully you take action on those notes and see how you can readjust your life, right? Let's see what we can do, you dig? So today, I'm actually working on the idea of work, right? Like, we all have this perception, this concept of work, or what it is. We've been told work is to go to a job, right? Work, we've been told this. So our original perception, I'm not good at writing either, spelling, you know what I'm saying? Our original perception of work is to go to a job. My handwriting will get better, watch. Just in this video alone, watch. Our original perception of work is to go to a job. That's the absolute programming, me personally. Because this is what they want us to do. They want us to go to school, right? To study industrialization, to study the skills, the labor, just to work for them. And which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's a point to an extent where you're not utilizing your full capacity as a human, because you're there in school the whole day, 9 hours inside the building. You're not in sunlight. You're not in daylight. You're not expressing yourself in any sort of way. They're like hammering these information to you, right? But they tell you this is the only way to get the answer. They're not helping you express yourself in a sense. And it's the same thing with the workforce. When you go inside the workforce, follow these rules, follow these laws, do this, do that, whatever society says, whatever politics says. It's a whole system just programming us. And listen, we're gonna get out of that program for sure. We listen. In this show, right, on this channel, we are not zombies, bro. We are tapped in. We are working on ourselves, right? That's the real meaning of work. The real meaning of work, right? So the first thing you have to do is change your perception, right? Your perception, everybody know what perception is, right? Perception, or let's put the word perceive, right? Perception or receive. When you hear the word reception, it's something that you interact with, or you meet with, right? Something you meet. Or when you hear receive, it's something that you get, right? And it says per. So per meaning each person has a different perception, right? Doesn't mean each person has the right perception. People can have different perceptions, but a lot of their perceptions can be wrong. We have to tap into the perception of reality, of what's real, of what's work, what's truth. You dig? Yeah, work can mean to go to a job. But if we change our perception of work, right? And I'm gonna give you another, the real perception of work and what it is. And that real perception is, I'm gonna put the real perception of work, right? So now from here on out, don't ever think work is to go to a job. Your job is your job. Your work, right? Your work means to find out who you are. This is your real job. This is your absolute first priority, and this is in your hands. We will not give the school system this leverage, right? I'm a firm believer of being accountable, right, and not making any excuses for whatever situation we're in, because we could be in worse situations. You did. So for us to say like, the school ain't teaching us nothing, they ain't doing nothing, and we not doing anything about it doesn't solve anything, doesn't get us anywhere, right? So now I'm giving you a perception shift. This is a perception shift of what work really means, and the word work means to find out who you are. It doesn't mean to go to a job. Keep your job at your job. Your real job is to find out who you are. That's your real job. If you don't know who you are, you shouldn't be looking for any type of work. I mean, you can a little bit, but you should be working more on yourself than on your job. You should be working more on yourself than on your job, all right? To find out who you are, right? And I got here, what else I work here? So when you find out who you are, you're working the inner layers of yourself. Yeah? You're working the inner layers of yourself. So you're peeling back. It's like an onion. When you're peeling back the onion, you keep peeling back the onion, you keep peeling. You get to the center of the core of the onion. So that's what you're doing. You're getting to the core of yourself, finding out who you are. That is your job. Put that in mind. Your work, the real perception of work is to find out who you are, right? Working the inner layers of yourself, right? Through this process, you find out what? Let me just sit a little bit here because I'm getting kind of low. Through this process, see if you can see me. Through this process, you not even find. We're gonna use another word. We're gonna identify our strengths. Strengths, and identify what you think the next one is. Yeah. Weaknesses. So identify our strengths and to identify our weaknesses. This is solely important, right? Because a lot of people are in a workplace, right, that doesn't suit them. That doesn't suit their strength. That doesn't suit their superhero powers. They're doing everything they're not good at. That is a problem. You're not maximizing yourself. They're not maximizing yourself. And one thing I didn't say about work. When you find out who you are, and you find out your strength, and you find out your weaknesses, right? You then can work at a job that best suits you. So finding out your work helps you find a job. Like I said, there's nothing working at a job. There's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of us are doing it in a way that drains us. Yeah, we're doing it where we're in lanes that we're not good at, which is our weaknesses, and we're not optimizing our job through our strength, and that's a problem. And we need to fix that. We need to fix it. We're going to fix that. So identify our strengths, identify our weaknesses. That's part of the work process, right? In this work process, it's not easy. You will be transforming yourself in this process. You will be going to a transformation. You will be going through a transformation. When I tell you transformation, like you will be in the dark. You will be in the dark. And you will find the light. You will. If you're, look, listen, when you commit to this process, you're always going to find the light. You're always going to find the light. So there was times where I was by myself. There was times I had to sit with my thoughts. There was times I had to write out my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? There was times where 2 month span, I felt like I'm getting nowhere. In actuality, I was progressing because I was doing habits. I was taking my disciplines. I was hitting the gym. I was eating right. Yeah. I was praying my prayers. Yeah. I was taking my cold showers. I was reading my books. I was getting up early. I was doing all those things. Yeah. But I felt like I wasn't progressing because I went in the dark. I was sitting in my thoughts, but I end up finding the light. And you will find the light. I promise you. You just got to keep moving. Yeah, you just got to learn how to get to the other side of it. That's the thing, right? So this process never stops. As long as you live and as long as you're committed to growing and to developing yourself, this right here does not stop. You will always transform. You'll always be in the dark throughout that transformation process, and you will find the light. Now, the thing is, a lot of us might have the wrong perception of being in the dark. You might have the wrong perception of being in the dark. Let me tell you, being in the dark is positive, right? Because being in the dark is the only way you can find light. That's the only way you can find light. That's the only way you can find something new and something abundant. It's through the darkness, right? And another thing, there's a guy, 19 Keys, he says we're born in the dark, literally. We're born in the dark. We've been in the dark for 9 months in the womb, right? That whole process that our mother has us, it's in the dark. And it's painful for her. Just like it's going to be painful for us to go through this process. It will be painful. It's part of the process. It's part of the reality. Yeah. So don't think this is cute, la-di-da-di-da, I'm going to grow, but I'm not going to go through no pain. You're going to go through pain. That is part of the nature. Part of nature. You did. So we're born in the dark. Yeah. But we come to the light. You did. So same thing with that. This process, you have to commit. It is a 2 feet in mentality. Yeah. 2 feet in mentality. You cannot dibble and dabble. Oh, I think I'm gonna go. No, you have to go full fledged. You have to commit to this process, and it's personal. It needs to be personal. Why? Because it is an improvement of yourself, right? This is an improvement of yourself. Is that not personal, right? This should your improvement, your self-development affects everybody around you. It affects your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters, your grandma, your grandpa, your uncles, your aunties, your neighbors, everybody. Therefore, it is your duty to get better. It is your duty. It's an obligation for you to get better. Men or women, I do not care. Obligation, especially men. Because we need to take care of our women. Straight up. You feel me? Straight up. Throughout this process, you will build a mental mind frame. Build a mental mind frame. You're going to build a mental mind frame. You're going to develop positive attitudes. So you're going to develop a mental mind frame, positive attitudes. Right? This is a game changer. Again, this deals with perception and how you see things. This deals with perception. Because if you have a bad attitude towards everything in life, you're only going to fall. Like you will only fall. You will only fall. Because if you only see bad, you only receive bad. Right? Going back to when I said receive, perception, perceive is also means to receive. So if you see bad, you're going to receive bad. You dig? So during this process, you will build a mental mind frame. You're going to build some discipline. It's going to be self-inflicted discipline. Self-inflicted discipline. You're going to be your self-accountability partner. You're going to keep yourself accountable on a day-to-day basis. And there will be days you fall off. There will be weeks you fall off. There will be months you fall off. It's inevitable. You're not avoiding that. But the thing is, are you going to quit or are you going to keep going? Especially for my 20-year-olds. Don't think it's all over because you might be looking at everybody in social media like, oh, they doing this and I'm still here. I'm still in the dark. Nobody knows me. Khalas, slow down. You good. Yo, take your time. This is the time for you to build your foundation. This is the time to build that mental mind frame. Build that foundation for your money. Build that foundation for your spirituality. Build that foundation for your mental. Build that foundation for your physical. What do you want to look like when you get to your 30s? right? Because there's a study that says we don't reach our financial peak till we're 46. Bro, we're a long way from that, brothers, sisters. We're a long way from that. But we start now. We won't let this go through. This commitment, like, I don't go to parties. I don't party, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do none of that. I'm clear. I'm high off life, straight up. High off God, high off life. That's all we moving in. You dig? So it's a 2 feet in my mentality. This is work. Like, this is work. That's what it is. Work is not to go to your job. That's not work. That's just your job. Yeah? You might be exerting energy, but it is not for your full benefit in a sense. This is your full benefit. If you know how to maximize this, you then can maximize yourself at the job, right? Because you know your value, you know your self-worth. So when you go over there, you can renegotiate the contract because you know what you bring to the table. You dig? I want you to have that confidence in yourself. All right, that is work. Now, work takes a certain mentality again. It takes a certain mentality. And again, I hope y'all taking notes. You guys need to take notes. This is important. This is something I came up with, bro. I'm telling you. I came up with my mind. I sat there and I thought about it. And I was able to think about it because I went through this process. And what I'm doing now is organizing my thoughts and giving it to you. I'm giving it. All right? So that's an important thing right now, because someone with a worker's mentality, someone who's willing to work, someone who's committed to themselves, is someone with a builder's mentality. We have a builder's mentality. We're here to build on the positive and destroy negative. So you can say build and destroy. I don't know if you heard that. Build and destroy is the 5%ers. They say stuff like that. Build and destroy. Destroy the negative. Build on positive. You feel me? So we have a builder's mentality, and a builder's mentality is someone who's looking to add value. You're adding value. Adding value to wherever you go. You add value. Whatever that value is, you must identify that value. Once you find out your strengths, once you find out your weaknesses, when you find out who you are, you will know your value. You will know your place, right? You will know your lane, right? But adding value. And this is important because I'm going to give a perfect example. A speaker. Let's say Eric Thomas, for example. Eric Thomas, great speaker. How long do you think he's been speaking? I don't know. Long time. I don't know a long time. That's probably ain't a good analogy. I don't know a long time. But I do know this. He wasn't getting paid before. He was not getting paid for this at first. What was he doing? He was going and reaching out to the college students. He was reaching out to the little kids, elementary, the middle schoolers, the high school. He was doing it for free. So he was giving his gift for free, adding value to kids for free. Right? He wasn't looking to get something. He didn't have a leeching mentality. He had a builder's mentality. Yeah? He wasn't looking for money. Eventually, you want to get to that point, but at first, you have to build. You have to think about the long term. Yeah, I'm here for the long term. I'm not here for short term. I'm telling you. I'm here for the long term. Believe that. Feel me? So, when he was giving value to these people, right? When he was adding value to these people. Let me make sure I know what I'm going at this point. This helped him perfect his gift. Perfected his gift. So through this process of adding value, he perfected his gift. He perfected his gift of speaking, of talking to others, interacting. He was able to build a podcast off that. Your gift shall make room for you. Yeah, right. He was able to. He's able to set up programs. If you want to become a speaker, he can teach you because he went through this process. He started it when it was free, right? When he used to do Thank God It's Mondays, he did that for free. Ask him. Listen to his podcast. I'm telling you. Matter of fact, listen to his podcast. It's called Secret to Success Podcast. Tap into it. You need to listen to it. I don't know what exact episode you should start in because, not gonna lie, it was a little dull in the beginning. I skipped all of that and I went to another one. You should go to Authenticity. Type King Authenticity. Start at that one and come all the way back up, and it'll change your life. And if you don't understand the language that they're speaking, listen to it again and listen to it again until you understand the language that they're speaking. Because at first I wasn't able to comprehend the language because I wasn't on their level at all. I'm still not. I'm trying to get there though. You did. But he perfected his gift through what? Through giving. He had this builder's mentality. He wanted to give. He perfected his gift through this process. Right? He was able to change people's life. Change people's lives, my bad. Change people's lives through this process. A lot of these people owe him bread. A lot of people, me particular, I owe him bread. Most definitely, I owe this man bread because he was able to get on a podcast and give this free information and help me change my life. So once I get my big check, I'm coming for him. I'm coming. I'm telling you, I'm coming. Yeah, I'm coming for him. Shout out. You know, you give without expectation. And this right here is an individual who is rich. Rich individual. So we've all been given the perception, again, the idea, right? We've been programmed to think that richness has to do with monetary value. I'm going to help you change your perception again. I'm excited about this stuff, bro. Rich, right? Perception. What does rich mean? Richness is internal. When I put rich individual, why I put individual? Oh, individual is full of richness. Individual is full of richness, right? And rich is internal. Damn, bro. Rich is internal. And again, it has nothing to do with the monetary value. It has everything to do with them adding value, them having a builder's mindset, them going through the process of knowing who they are. That is a person who is rich. Same thing with wealth. We've been told in school that wealth is somebody with a whole bunch of money. No, right? Wealth is being able to have richness in not just internally, but like in all realms of your life, through your family, right? Through your finances, that is important. Through your mentality, right? Through your physique, right? Through your spirituality, and there's other levels to it. So it's not just a bunch load of money that rich people have. That's not what wealth is. I'm going to expound on wealth on another video. You should tap into that as well. If this is giving you value, you're going to love the wealth category as well, and how I built my foundation, right, of wealth and what it means to me personally, and how I'm building it right now, how I'm building my empire, and how it can help you build yourself as well. So richness to each individual is internal, right? Somebody who's a builder's mentality that's added value, and through this process you perfect your gift. You perfect your gift. You dig? This is work. Right? This is work. Again, we gotta change our perception. Be willing to change your perception. And another thing about the word work, right? When you think of work, you might think of it like, oh, this is draining. Right? Like, oh, this is draining. Psychologically, it can drain you. Psychologically, I'm gonna try to spell the word psychological. I spelled it in my notes, right? But you guys gonna see. I'm gonna expose myself. PSY. Hold on. PSY. Psychologically. I'm gonna say psychologically draining. When you hear the word work, you probably think of the job again. You probably think of putting 12 hours of work on a personal, on a day-to-day basis and everything like that. And let me remove you from that, again, that perception. That work does not mean to drain yourself. Let me, give me one moment. I'm going to put my stuff on focus mode so nobody calls me. Yeah, make sure nobody in here call me. You did. We come back. Sorry again. But when you think of the word work, you might think of putting long hours, 12 to 10 hours. This is what I'm going to tell you. Hold on. I'm not going to tell you that you're not going to work hard. This process is hard work. But through this process, when you know who you are, you find out your battery. You find out what drains you. Since you know who you are, yeah, you discover your battery. Right? And you can feel it fluctuate. Right? So you would know, like, oh, I need to recharge. Right? I'm gonna have to recharge right now. You can feel the fluctuation because you're tapped into yourself. You're internally like locked in. Yeah? You're doing check-ins with yourself mentally, spiritually, physically. You're checking in constantly. That's someone who's aware. We're not in zombie mode no more. Right? You can feel your battery fluctuate. So your energy goes up and down, up and down, up and down. But since you know who you are, you know how to energize yourself. Knowing, so let me, my ink going out on me. Come on, green. You're supposed to be green, bro. Supposed to be green light game. What I say? Know how to energize yourself. And every person is different. Every individual is different. So you must know what best suits you when it comes to being drained, right? So when you're drained, you will be drained, yeah? That's why it's up to you to fill yourself up. So you have to go to the gas station and fill up, right? Nobody comes to your house and like, yo, let me fill you up. No, that's not real, right? You have to fill yourself up. And you will find out this process. I keep repeating myself. You will find out when you know who you are. Like for me, if I'm drained, well, if I'm drained just from people, I'm gonna step away. I ain't gonna see people for another 2 to 3 weeks. I'm not like I am a people's person, but I do feel drained at times after I be with people all day. Cause when I be with people, I give them my best and everything like that. Then I walk away. Then the next week or two, I probably won't see you. That's just the way I am. But anywho, I eat certain foods that are proper, correct? I start to write when I'm drained because I might be feeling like sluggish. I might feel like dirt. You feel me? I hop in a sauna, correct? I listen to like, the Quran, something positive, help me with my melodies. You did? I go outside, I get tapped in, I be grounding my feet outside, all that. You did? So I do all these things. I go out, I might eat by myself. I might go out to the movies by myself, just be with me. You did? Just love who I am. You did? I think that's important. Everybody should like incorporate that into their lifestyle. You ain't always gotta hang with people. Like, that's just me personally. If you want to, you can. Sometimes I do hang out with I got close friends I hang out with every other Saturday. We watch college football game together, right? We talk to each other, yeah? And I love it, yeah? I don't want nothing more than that. Like, when it comes to our circle, I just want that circle, you feel me? And if it grows, it grows. I mean, God bless me with the proper friends within that growth process, though. So you will feel your energy. So you will know how to feel yourself, for sure, all right? Again, Eric Thomas, he goes deeper into this. He goes deeper into this in his podcast, and he goes deeper into this with his album on iTunes. You need to go check it out. It's called the Prescription Album. The Prescription. Listen to the whole thing, start to finish. That boy fire. That album better than any song that you ever listened to. Any song you listen to, any album you listen to, that's the bad mother jugger. You did. So check that out. So yeah. Now the question becomes, how do we do this? Like, how do I find out who I am? Like I told you all these things, right? But how do I find out who I am? How do I identify my strengths? How do I identify my weaknesses? Right? How do I get to really find out who I am? Right? So first and foremost, the most important thing is to identify one thing. That you are a created being. God created you. So the first thing you need to do is pray. Pray. Pray to Allah. Pray to your Lord. Acknowledge your creator, right? The gift and purpose that you got within yourself, he put it inside you. He know you better than you. Therefore, you need to go tap in with him and ask him. He gonna give you divine guidance, inshallah. Inshallah, he will give you divine guidance. And inshallah, for my non-Muslim, means in God's will. God's will, he will give you guidance. You dig? And you need to believe that he will give you guidance, because that's faith, right? Don't ask for it and don't believe and not believe that he's not gonna give it to you. No, let's not do that. Don't be in that state of disbelief. Believe in God. Yeah, he's merciful. He's loving. He's caring. He wants you to come to him. Take a step towards him. He'll take two towards you. You feel me? If you don't take the step, he won't take no step. He can if he want. He do whatever he want. But I'm just saying. So ask God for your purpose, man. That I think it's the most simplest thing I can say. Ask God for your purpose. And another way to pray is also affirmation. You feel me? I'm not saying this is how you pray. I'm just saying this is another thing. If you don't believe in God, whatever, affirmation, this is a substitute. Because I'm not here giving anybody dawah if it's not. But if you want some dawah, come on. MashaAllah. It's a Muslim is someone who submits their word to Allah. Khalas. Feel me? But no, affirmation. Affirm yourself the way that pleases you. So affirm yourself the way that pleases you. So you got to equip yourself with affirmations. And what you're doing, right, is you're reprogramming your subconscious mind. You have two minds. You have your conscious mind. You have your subconscious mind. Your subconscious is always recording. It's been recording since you were born. It doesn't stop until you die, right? Your conscious mind is you at the moment. Is you actually like that critical thinking process of yours. The subconscious is beliefs that sometimes you hear them in the back of you hear like where that thought come from? That's your subconscious. That's just running. You've picked up on beliefs from your childhood to now. You're still picking up on them through your environment, through the people you hang with, right? The information you listen to, things like that. I'm gonna get into that, right? As soon as I get done, I'm gonna get into that. So what you're doing, you with your affirmation, you're using positive words and you're reaffirming it. You're using your conscious mind to reaffirm it. You're plugging it in. You're plugging it in. It's a function. You're plugging it in. You're plugging it in until it becomes like an unconscious habit, right? Until it becomes habitual. So your mind just thinks, oh, I'm positive, I'm loving it, I'm caring. Your mind just thinks it, all right? That's the purpose of affirmation. The second thing we need to do is write. This is critical. Write. You need to write. Writing helps you detangle all your thoughts. All those thoughts you got going on in your mind, it helps you detangle those things. So you need to write. Things become more clear to you, right? It helps you uncover the layers of who you are. Correct? It opens up gates to you to write about your childhood, your past, your traumas, and your programming. Right? Helping you understand who you are. So what this is helping you become conscious. How is that per se? So this is the homework that you got to do. This is the homework. Write. For the next 4 weeks, you need to write 1 to 2 pages. Minimum, you need to write. What are you going to write about? So at the end of the day, before you go to sleep, right, I want you to write about what you did throughout the whole day. What did you do? The actions you took, right? So let's write that down. The actions you took, the thoughts you thought, all the thoughts you had, the emotions you had, right? So this involves the food that you ate. This involves the people you spoke to, right? This involves your screen time. This involves everything, right? This thoughts. What is the first thing you're thinking in the morning? Do you have negative thoughts when you wake up? Do you have positive thoughts when you wake up? Same thing with your emotions. How do you feel? How do you know when you're sad? Do you feel that emotion? Do you feel triggered when you're talking to a certain person when they talk about certain things? Write about that. You have to get tuned in into yourself, right? What are you doing when you're in the first thing in the morning? Are you picking up your phone or are you praying to God? What you doing? You have to acknowledge that. And what you do through this 4-week process, I call this the GPS theory. This is my GPS theory. Let me go into it a little bit different. My GPS theory. GPS theory. And what the GPS theory is, I'm gonna go quick, real quick. When you go on the maps, right? There's two things you have to do. You have to find you have to pinpoint the destination, and what else? Your current location. So right now, when it comes to writing, you're identifying your current location. You're identifying your current location, this shows you where you're at mentally, physically, spiritually. Like, it shows you where you're at. So the next week, 4 weeks, next month, you need to dedicate this. And when you complete this process, this actually helps you gain confidence, because now you're looking for another challenge to partake on. You're looking for another challenge to partake on. Writing. Again, write what you do on a daily basis so you can identify what's been, taking your time. Right? And when you know what's taking your time, you can then readjust that. Right? Next is reading. Reading. I'm gonna change back to my blue soon. It is the mental gym for your brain. Let me tell you something. You get mentally fit through reading. It gets you familiar with newer information, so you connect new brain cells. You see what this says. Building brain cells of people my type. And the best way to build brain cells is by receiving new information and connecting those old ones and new ones. All right? So you're expanding your mind. You're exposing your mind to newer ideas. This helps you even become more creative. Bringing light, right, to what was in the dark. So like your mind is like the universe. The universe is always expanding, and the universe is dark, right? Throughout the things that it hasn't reached yet, right? So it's going, it's moving, and once that light reaches there, it cannot like go back. Once you know something, you can't unknow it. You dig? So this process of reading helps you with that. It helps you with that. Now, what do you read? I got a lot of book recommendations for you. I'm gonna drop them down below. But I want you to do your own research. I want you to find out, like throughout your 4-week process, find out a thing that you're liking or something that you want to work on and type it in on Google. Like search engine Google books about la da 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 da. Let's say Let's say you're doubtful, a doubtful person. Write in Google books that help me with doubt. Let's say I don't know how to read. Books that help me read properly. Let's say I want to be a better writer. Books that help me. You get the gist. You did? So another thing is input and output. Input and output. Input/output. What are you putting into yourself? What information are you putting in? Going back to reading, right? Going back into your thoughts, your environment. What is your input and your output? How about the content you're listening to? Yeah. This can be a time management thing too as well. The people who you hang around with, are they giving you value? Right? The people bringing value. People bringing value. You have to ask yourself: these people bringing value, or are they draining you? You have to ask yourself that. What are their thoughts like? What are their emotions? What are their actions? Do they get you into trouble? Do they help you build on something, or no? You have to identify this. Okay? We always talk about peer pressure, but we need to have positive peer pressure as well. We can't just talk about the negative. There's positive peer pressure out there. So input, output, the content. So the podcast you listen to and the music. This is actually a time management thing as well. Let's say you're in a car for an hour, you got to go to work. You're listening to podcasts about gossip. What information have you gained? Nothing. Now, let's say you change up, you working on yourself and you listen to something valuable like the Secret to Success podcast, and you're trying to change your life. What do you think that does to your mental mind frame throughout a whole year? Telling you a whole lot. You're gonna start seeing things differently. Music, right? Even that deals with affirmation as well. Your music, yeah, cursing these women out, not speaking proper to your friends or to your mother, to your father. They're programming you. Feel me? Get out the program. Yeah, get out the matrix. You did. The music you listen to. Listen to positive music if you listen to music. Me personally, I don't listen to music. So Listen to positive music. If you don't want to listen to music, don't listen to music. Listen to the Quran. You dig? Listen to your Bible. You dig? In Greek or Hebrew, in its original form, I think that'll be more beautiful, right? You're gonna start thinking different thoughts. You're gonna have new thoughts after that. You're gonna have new thoughts. You're gonna write about your thoughts, your current thoughts within this month. You're gonna have new thoughts through the reading process. You're gonna have new thoughts through the podcast you listen to and the music you listen to, right? And another thing is your food. What do you input? You are what you eat. Same thing. You are what you eat. When you pick up a fast food restaurant, what was the thought process like? What was the emotions like before you got there? What was the trigger that triggered you to buy it? Right? Identify that. How did you feel after you ate the food? All right? Do the same thing with fruits and vegetables. How did you feel? Do the same thing with water. How did you feel? Be tapped into yourself. Tapped into your body. Be tapped in. Ask yourself those questions. Have a check-in. Right? And the last thing here is workout. And the thing I like about working out is that you push yourself to new limits. You're identifying. Hold on. I'm sorry. You're inflicting pain on yourself, right? You're increasing your growth process, and this helps you identify your limits. This helps you find out where your comfort zone is. Actually, all of this helps you. So let's put this together. So find out a workout routine that best suits you, and you need to commit to this because you need to get better. You just need to improve. This will help you improve. This is your foundation right here. This right here is your foundation of growth. Right? And you could do it however you may like. Right? There's not like a strict plan to it. You can play with this. Play with this. You dig? Go through this process. Go through the writing process. Go through the reading process. Be different. It's a commitment. Be different than everybody else. Right? Leave the clubs alone. Leave the drinking alone. Leave the smoking alone. Invest your money properly into these books. How much money you spend on alcohol, right? And how much of that money could have been invested into a book? Divide that. Divide that. And the thing about reading the books, you will always have that knowledge. Again, once you know something, you cannot unknow it. You did. So when you go through this process, right? Again, this doesn't stop. Like I said in the beginning, this process never stops. It will always keep going. As long as you want growth, this process will always keep growing. So let's say you did your 4 weeks, you found a book and all that. Since you got new thoughts now through the podcast and the books, you need to write about those thoughts. You need to write about those ideas that you got now. Write about them. Sort them out. Organize them. Figure out what are you planning. Your mind is trying to signal something to you. You got to figure out. You got to detangle those thoughts. Your mind is in a cluster. Your brain is playing with you, and you got to be in control of it. Right? You got to be in control of your game. Write about how long can you pray. After 30 minutes, damn, I wanted to stop, right? Or after 15 minutes of my workout of doing abs, man, I wanted to give up. Write about that, right? Then tell yourself the next time I do such and such, the next time I work out, I will go an extra 15 minutes and push myself there. The next time I pray, I'm going to add another 10 minutes. The next time I choose to pick food, I'm going to pick some fruit and some vegetables. The next time I get in my car and I listen to the content, I'm going to listen to this, so and so. Write about that. And when you write about that, what you do is you trigger your subconscious. You're talking to your subconscious. You're talking to yourself. So when you get to those places, you're doing it. You know what to do because you set and determine it. You feel me? So I hope this is helpful for y'all. Again, I'm going to be dropping a lot of these videos. And I'm here. You dig? I'm here. I'm excited just that I even got this video off to y'all. And I'm excited I got this board. I'm excited to teach. I'm excited to learn. I never stop learning. You feel me? So I hope the best for y'all in this journey. Again, if you like the content, like, comment, share, subscribe. Listen, building brain cells of people my type. Name is Abdullah, your host. You dig? Peace out, my brothers and sisters.